the Flying Dutchman of Hope College, the Knights of Calvin University. The rivalry is back. The MIAA heavyweights return to the hardwood to write a new chapter in one of the greatest rivalries in college basketball. Catch the game exclusively on WGVU, so you won't miss a single second of the action. The game tips off on Wednesday, January 12th at 8 p.m. Brought to you in part by these West Michigan organizations.
Hi, I'm Brian Overland with the Michigan Mandolin Orchestra.
I'm a commercial hot air balloon pilot.
I'm a manager at Robinette Orchards.
Co-owner of the Pyramid Ski and Bar.
Improv is something that you can teach.
Hot air ballooning is a passion of mine. I've been flying since 1985.
Grand Rapids is incredibly lucky that we have the caliber of artists.
I just want to see it grow and continue to thrive.
You'll find there's never a dull moment in this house.
Welcome to Downton.
This house has no secrets.
Downton is catching up with the times we live in.
This calls for a toast.
It makes you want to jig about, though, doesn't it?
Heavens, we are quite a party.
Oh, goody goody.
Coming up on Austin City Limits.
I'll take you
Sunday on PBS, starting with Around the World in 80 Days.
Risk your life, be my guest, but stop risking mine.
The beloved series, All Creatures Great and Small.
Is either very brave or very stupid.
Followed by Murder and Mystery on Vienna Blood.
I think they're trying to hide a secret.
It's a night of drama you won't want to miss.
From the Meyer Public Broadcast Center, this is WGVU DT11 Grand Rapids and WGVK DT5 Kalamazoo on channels 35 and 52, services of Grand Valley State University.
If you're ready to build, decorate, or renovate, the Grand Rapids Remodeling and New Home Show is January 14 through 16 at DeVos Place. Whether you're planning a new home, a bath or kitchen redesign, or exterior improvements, buildremodelgr.com.
WGVU Public Media is proud to bring you the greatest rivalry in NCAA Division III basketball as the Hope Flying Dutchmen take on the Calvin Knights. Over 101 years of basketball comes together tonight as we see two powerhouses of the MIAA Conference at the court, adding to this intense West Michigan rivalry tradition.
Step back jumper!
Today's game is brought to you in part by Eastern Floral, serving the floral needs of Grand Rapids for over 70 years. Cunningham Dahlman PC Attorneys at Law, accessible, responsive, effective. The Community Foundation of the Holland Zeeland area, today, tomorrow, forever. LVZ Financial Planning, peace of mind for whatever comes next. Freedom Village, enriching the lives of those we serve with compassion, respect, excellence, and integrity. The Gentex Corporation, today's features, tomorrow's technology. Padnos, paper, plastics, metal, and more. And now, live from the Van Noord Arena, it's the Hope Flying Dutchmen versus the Calvin Knights.
And good evening, everyone. Tonight from Van Noord Arena on the campus of Calvin University, it's a resumption of the century-old basketball battle between Hope and Calvin. Hi, everyone. I'm Tom Cleary, along with Ryan Terpstra. Terp, when we were here for this broadcast last year, we had a couple of questions leading in. Number one, would there even be a game? There was. And number two, how would players and fans alike react to wearing masks in the arena? Well, as it turns out, in basketball, as in life, it's not that big of a deal. We saw a sensational first half here last year. Two teams combining for 94 points, and one of the guys that we look at tonight for hope, Clayton Dykehouse, had 16 for his team in just 23 minutes to lead his club to a victory.
Yeah, and he's a guy that is Mr. Do Everything for Hope. I mean, he's shooting 45% from the field. He's third on the team in rebounding. He helps them out with assists and defense. That's a glue guy that the Flying Dutch are really going to need. This team is built off of staying together, playing together, Tom. Clayton Dykehouse really is a leader in that area for the Dutch.
Well, Kelvin's got some guys who can go big as well, and one of the guys that we'll enjoy seeing again here tonight is Thad Szymanski. He's an explosive scorer, at times a really spectacular player, and he has that rare ability to ignite not only his teammates when he's on, but also this crowd here on the Calvin home court.
Yeah, we saw that in person in this game, and Thad is like a big game guy. He's had big moments in his high school career, big moments in this rivalry while at Calvin. He's just an explosive player that really owns the moment, Tom, and he is once again a key player for this Calvin team. He took advantage of that extra year due to COVID eligibility. Now he's back on the court for the Knights, and I know they're going to love to have him in this one.
Well, there was only one game played in this series last year because of the pandemic. It was the first time since World War II that these two teams did not play at least 2 games. Who knows? They could play 2, 3, maybe even 4 before the year is out, but you got to get the first one in right now, and that's what we're aiming to do here tonight. It's Calvin hosting Hope. We've got it next for you right here on WGVU.
In a Hope Forward model, every student who comes through the doors of Hope College would have their tuition 100% covered.
Well, it's going to be loud in here tonight. Ryan Terpstra, let's take a look at the keys to this contest as you see them.
Yeah, one of the keys is the crowd is back. I love it. And we only had one game last year, so the last time these two teams played was the last time these two teams played. And now we get to see a new look for each of them. The next man up is going to be big for Hope. They got an upset win over Trine this week despite missing 3 starters. Flying Dutchmen are now on a 5-game winning streak. Thanks to that next man up mentality that keeps them together. For Calvin, it's a mix of experience. They've got 4 graduate starters on this team, a couple dynamic sophomores. We'll see how those different players of different experience levels mix, and then which style will win. Calvin shoots the ball more effectively. Hope likes to rebound and defend. Which team is going to exert their will upon the other tonight? That's a question we're about to find out, Tom.
All right, we're getting set to throw it down to the courtside announcer here at the Van Noort Arena, Ben DeWall-Malafite, here to take us into this one.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Calvin University for tonight's rivalry matchup between the Hope College Flying Dutchmen and your Calvin University Knights. Before we meet today's teams, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem performed this evening by Calvin University students Abby Lyon and Carly Mishmerheisen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran glad, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now let's make tonight's starting lineups. First, for the Flying Dutchman, a 5'11" junior, number 1, Clayton Dykehouse. For your Knights, a 6'4" sophomore out of Huntley, Illinois, number 0, Uchenna Ekakaza. For Hope, a 6'2" senior, number 15, Josh Lilja. For your Knights, a 6'3" junior out of Grays Lake, Illinois, number 15, Eli Setstring. For Hope, a 6'7" sophomore, number 23, Jackson Halbert. For your Knights, a 6'4" senior out of Beloit, Wisconsin, number 21, Alec Fruin. For Hope, a 6'4" junior, number 24, Evan Thomas. For your Knights, a 6'5" senior out of Bristol, Indiana, number 22, Luke Morrison. And for Hope, a 6'6" senior, number 32, Jeff Bickus. And for your Knights, a 6'6" senior out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, number 24, Evan Warners. Hope College is coached by Greg Mitchell, and your Knights are coached by Mr. Bill Saul.
All right. Well, we are set to go here.
Is that on or not? Doesn't look like it. We're dead, Craig. We're dead. I can't hear. I got nothing. I got nothing.
Kelvin actually on the ball right now. Luke Morrison on the drive and the score off glass for the graduate transfer.
Good start for the Knights. You got the home crowd. You got fans here finally to come and get them going and engaged in the game is important.
There's a breakout right here. Reverse shot won't go for Calvin's Eli Sensenig. Hope rebounding the ball, the drive to the basket, the layoff inside, a block shot on Josh Lilja. And it's out of bounds to the Dutch here, trailing early on 2-0. Now Hope has it again. This is Evan Thomas on the ball right now. Out in front, Dykhouse. Shot jumped up there by Jeff Bicus and rebounded, and here comes Morrison. On the ball right now for Calvin is Sensinig. Morrison again. Dribbled it off his foot right into the hands of Evan Thomas.
A little sloppy in the early going, but no surprise. This is a rivalry game. The teams, they're getting together, they're pushing each other, they're feeling each other out, Tom. And there's a nice defensive play by Egekeze.
So the foul goes against Thomas, and Egekeze, the guy that drew the foul, brings the ball into the front court. Calvin early on top, 2-0. Here's the guy that scored the first bucket. It's Morrison. Now Sensinig into the pivot. Emmett Warner's got it slapped away, nearly traveled, got tied up. The shot clock running down, and that's a violation. Boy, Bill Saul's a little bit unhappy with the physical nature of the play against his post player.
Really quality defense, though, Tom, by the Hope College Flying Dutchmen. They collapsed on Warner's, help defense. They got it taken care of and forced the shot clock violation.
So this ball is dribbled out of bounds.
We get our first look at Thad Szymanski here, Tom, one of the guys that we highlighted in the game.
All right, well, listen, we apologize for a little bit of the audio difficulty we've had early on here. We're trying to effort that. Here's a foul in the lane, and it was Alec Pruitt who took it to the hole, and he'll shoot 2 shots. I think we're off turf to about as rocky a start as Hope right now. Calvin with 1 bucket. Hope has not scored yet. But the game, I think, is going to live up to its advance notice. Thad Szymanski, who did not start, is in there. Hey, there we go. Everything just kicked back in, and we are up and able to hear. And we certainly apologize for that. We've got a long way to go, and luckily, you've only missed 1 goal and only a couple of points in this contest. Kelvin on top, 3-0. Inside it goes, and there's one for the Dutch. They got it into Jeff Bicus, who's returning after being out for quite a while. And certainly he is much needed with Tyler George not able to go tonight, Turp.
He very much is, and this has been a theme so far for Hope, whether it's been COVID protocols or Tyler George's injury. This is a team that's just had to have people step up at different spots, and Bicus is able to do that tonight.
Boy, there's a nice back pass there to Szymanski, whose game is movement without the ball. He backdoored there and was wide open. Calvin up by 3 for a moment, but then Evan Thomas steps into and strokes home a 3-pointer to tie the game at 5.
And as long as it took these two teams to find their offensive stroke, that's how quickly they've had it now, these last 2 possessions, as things seem to be loosening up on both ends of the court for these 2 squads.
Here is Uchenna Egekeze for Calvin. Working against Thomas. That's a wide open look for 3, and it's off the iron for Luke Morrison.
That's their game. The sophomore is the slasher. The senior shooters out on the perimeter, both Morrison and Szymanski. Calvin's going to be looking for those kind of shots a lot tonight.
This time, Ekageza comes out second best in his battle with Evan Thomas, and one of our three officials made the call on that one, Minka Milton. He's working the game tonight with Nick Meyer and Dustin Crawford. First Calvin Hope game for all three of these guys, and they seemed up to it at the moment. It's been a fast-paced game, and they're letting it go a little bit, which that just tends to be the way it is with Hope Calvin. I wouldn't say these two teams are necessarily a lot more physical than teams in this league, but there's something about this game that just brings out the animal in these guys. They want to go at each other tooth and nail.
You got to be ready as a player. You got to be ready as an official as well. It spans all across the floor in a rivalry game like this.
That was Jackson Halbert missing that left-handed three for Hope, and on the move here now is Morrison. Boy, the Hope bench got up, and Greg Mitchell got right into the face of Nick Meyer. There's a block shot, and then another. Is that ball saved? No, it is not. The Hope crowd next to us getting pretty excited, and that takes us to our first break of the day. I think we all need to catch our breath a little bit after that start. We'll be back in a moment. 5-5 here, Hope Calvin tonight on WGVU.
By recycling paper, plastics, metals, and more, Padness is making the world we live in a better one. Padness, recycling the world over and over.
With 4 seconds left in this contest, down by 3.
Fellas, that's a great effort to get back where we are. Well, looks like we got 4 seconds. We got to have a 3. It can't be a 2. We're down 3. And here's what we're going to do. Judge, you're going to make this and we'll win the game in overtime.
Support by Freedom Village, a retirement community located near downtown Holland, Michigan. At Freedom Village, we love our convenient location near downtown Holland and Hope College. We offer an all-inclusive lifestyle for active seniors, including an indoor swimming pool, hot tub, and gym. Amenities include chef-prepared menus in our 5 dining rooms, a general store, full-service bank, and beauty salon. Plus, our Life Care contract offers you lifetime protection for all levels of care under one roof.
Eastern Floral, family owned and operated in Grand Rapids for 70 years, offering a selection of floral designs, plants, and gift items for any occasion, and same-day local delivery. Eastern Floral, serving all of your floral needs. EasternFloral.com.
All right, well, we are in the second century of games, and we're in the third, I should say the second century of the rivalry. We're in the third century of games. There have been 204, Ryan, coming into this one. 104-100 is the bulge right now for the Dutch, but that could change at any time.
It's amazing how close this rivalry has remained across the years. It's just why it's one of the greatest ones in America. You see it with those stats, man. It just keeps getting better and better.
It tends to be a series where there are spurts. Long three-point try is up and down for Luke Morrison. 8-5 Calvin lead. You know, you see stretches where one team will win 5 or 6 in a row, then it goes back in the other direction. And yet, overall, when it comes down to it, generally it's a pretty even series. That's a turnover there as the pass came over the top. It was intended for Clayton Dykehouse, and he climbed the ladder, but he could not climb the Calvin bench, who, to be honest, those guys weren't assisting his effort to retrieve that errant pass.
No, I'm sure they were reveling in it rather than assisting in anything here.
And I think they were also suggesting to Clayton that he should stay in his territory, which is on the court, and not on theirs, which is off the court. So here comes Calvin with a 3-point lead right now. Ekageza. And once again, Morrison, this guy's got a really interesting story.
Yeah, started his career at Calvin, went to Emory in Atlanta, now is back as a grad player.
And drawing the foul there is Jordan Ketchie, who comes into this game averaging 5 points, 6.5 rebounds. Had kind of a tough night, as I recall, last year in this contest. Had some matchup problems, but the defensive pressure right now is fierce. And while everybody always likes to say, Ryan, that we want to see an open game, we want to see players playing, there does have to be some semblance of order for everybody to show their best stuff.
Yeah, and right now Calvin really getting at the hole and attacking Hope, the Flying Dutchman, with 4 fouls already. And Calvin, more of an outside shooting team, but they do like to attack the basket. Hope is going to have more length. We saw that with a couple of shot blocks on the previous possession, but Knights are undeterred. And if Ketchy can get to the line and hit a couple of freebies, that is found money for this Knights team.
9-5 after the split pair of free throws there for Ketchy. Calvin gets Emmett Warner's back into the game. This is a baseline jumper for the big man. How do you do on that one? Jeff Bickus, second score of the night.
Really nice play by Eli Schoonveld off the bench. Coming in, creating that opportunity, making the smart pass, and Bickus knocks it down in his first game back coming off of the protocol list.
Well, that's a strong move right there. Hope didn't like it, but you're never going to get a charge call there. And a smart play by the veteran Morrison, who just forced his way into Schoonveld and really could have easily gotten a three-point play opportunity on that one.
Yeah, Hope was really asking for that off-arm push on Morrison a few possessions ago. There, Schoonveld tried to sell it, and he did not get the call. I think Morrison was a little ready for him on that one.
That was a beautiful move at the other end by Evan Thomas, who drove down, twisted his body, switched to the left hand, and drained it to make it an 11-9 ball game. And we are seeing what we expected. All kind of bodies being called upon early on in this game. That shot a little bit too hard. The leaner there for Morrison, who comes in averaging 18 points a game. The leading scorer for Calvin. He's a guy that looks for his shots. Good matchup here. Thomas and Akagesa, they've each drawn a foul on the other early on.
Interesting thought by Coach Saul to put Ekekeza on Thomas, the best player, best scorer for Hope. He's putting one of his youngest guys out there to stop their star.
That was a miss by Bickus at the other end. Calvin with Sensenig. Did he travel? He did. Got both wheels moving before the ball hit the deck. The call made by Minka Milton. That's a call you could call all the time in college basketball, and frankly, I wish they would call it a little bit more often. It would clean things up a lot. But that time the referee saw it, called it, and the ball goes back to Hope. And this is Dykhouse working in the backcourt. We've seen this man right here, Evan Thomas, be the primary ball handler early on. He's gotten rid of Ekagesa this time. As the Calvin man goes out, look at Dykhouse all the way down. 2 plus the chance for another. Boy, that was lightning on the left hand. And really no chance at all for Calvin to catch up and try to block that shot.
We talked about Dykhouse to start the game, Tom, and he came off after a rest off the bench, and immediately his impact is felt, slashing to the hole. He shoots a high percentage for a point guard, as we noted, 45% for the field. Because of shots like that, he gets to the rack and he can finish.
And he completes the three-point play to give Hope the lead at 12-11 now. Szymanski's back on with the ball right now. Also back there, Alec Froon. He's a former Northern Michigan player. Played for Bill Saul previously in the Great Lakes Conference. In fact, he's been around this town in the past. He's played against Grand Valley and Allendale while a member of that Wildcats team of Bill Saul. And there's Szymanski. How about that? Boy, took a knock as well and still collected himself. Very impressive.
You see Dykhouse and Szymanski, the two smallest players on the court, both using their body very effectively on back-to-back possessions. Very nice play by Szymanski.
Oh, Calvin thought they had gotten away with one there. Saul didn't like that call. Evan Thomas is kind of running away from the ball, but Alec Froon got the arm out a little bit. And I can't say it's a bad call. It's just kind of an unlucky call for Calvin a little bit there, because that was going to be a turnover for the Knights.
So you've seen arms, elbows, knees flying so far, Tom. That one picked up the call. And I don't think it's going to slow down this physical defense, though, that both teams are employing.
Here's Thomas working against Froon. Froon keeps his feet. That's a tough shot. Not even close, but a nice rebound by Devin Chaney, who's in there right now, the big man. The shot clock running down, another air ball, and that will be a shot clock violation. Nothing wrong with the shot. The second one by Noah Hedrick had to get it up there, and we go to the break here with 11:43 until halftime. 13 for Calvin, 12 for Hope tonight on WGVU.
Gentex is a tech company supplying electro-optical products to the global automotive, aerospace, and fire protection industries. With focused competencies in design, vision, displays, software, and more, we're always looking for engineering talent. For our direct hire hourly production positions, we run open interviews Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at our 58 East Riley facility in Zeeland. And our facilities, benefits, and culture are everything you'd expect from a world-class employer. Now's the time to join Team Gentex.
The Community Foundation of the Holland-Zeeland area builds our community's endowment and provides services to donors to ensure that our community thrives today, tomorrow, and forever. More at cfhc.org.
Cunningham Dahlman PC Attorneys at Law, proud sponsors of Hope versus Calvin basketball on WGVU TV. Cunningham Dahlman PC, accessible, responsive, effective. More information at cunninghamdahlman.com. The WGVU Inclusion Collection examines areas of human difference where the inherent worth and dignity of all people are recognized through audio and video stories. The WGVU Inclusion Collection at wgvu.org/inclusion, sponsored by the Michigan Wildlife Council.
Well, we talked about how close this series has been. We always talk about that, and it's not going to happen tonight, but I've been around, Ryan, and you have too, and I remember when the series was within a handful of points, like less than 5 for a year or two. It's now about 60 points more for Hope down through the years, which you might expect with 4 more victories than Calvin.
Yeah, not a big difference once you break it down per game, Tom. 60 points over 200 and some games played, so as close as you can get in a rivalry series.
Evan Thomas got a break there. I thought he did get the free arm out of the Calvin defender, and he got rid of the ball and got away from the referee's view. This is a prayer of a 3 that goes up there for TJ McKenzie, a footballer who's now playing basketball for Hope. They've done that a few times in the past. Calvin's done it as well. Not with one of their football players, but with others. Long-range try off the back iron. The miss by Lilja, rebounded by Emmett Warners.
Calvin in the last possession forcing up some tough shots by Hope once again. Dutch need to go back to what was working earlier in the game for them, getting to the basket. Calvin would be very happy with them shooting jump shots all day.
Here's the guy that has not been afraid to put it up, Morrison, and he's been able to create his shot. Szymanski here might like this matchup. He knows that that ball bounced off his foot. He had to retrieve it before it went out of bounds. Look out, that's from downtown. And it comes off into the hands of Clayton Dykehouse. Pretty good defending there by the taller defender, Luke Morrison. Inside, Thomas can't find it, got it back. Second shot blocked, and they're going to call a block on the way to the hole. Boy, and there are bodies that were just scattered, and Bill Saul, he's not complaining, I don't think, that much about the call. I think he's mad that his guys are getting beaten to the punch on the glass.
Yeah, they need to come down with that rebound, and there's 4 Knights around Evan Thomas, and he ended up getting that second opportunity on the offensive rebound. The block was the correct call. I mean, and Szymanski is well within the charge circle. He's almost underneath the hoop. So the foul call is not the issue here. It's just the fact that Thomas was able to basically fight off the rest of that Calvin team to get that extra opportunity for Hope.
Now, Marcus Bolt, who was in there, we didn't mention the time that he was in there, but he goes out now along with Szymanski. And one of the people that came back in, I think it was Catchy, and let's see who the other is here. I
believe it's Fruin. Fruin came back in.
Fruin is back on, yeah.
We got an equipment issue.
Can't work.
TJ McKenzie, you can wear necklaces under your pads in football if you're in the NFL, but not so much under your jersey when you're playing college hoops.
Second one goes for Thomas. I was kind of curious about that. I've seen that happen a few times in recent years, and I've never really gotten around to asking anybody what the penalty for that is, or if there is one, or if it's just take it off and we'll give you a stern warning the first time.
This is something Calvin does not want with Szymanski off the floor. They don't really have a true point guard to handle the ball right now, and Hope's trying to take advantage by pressuring the Knights.
Dykehouse is getting a little frisky. He was fairly lucky. That's got to be a foul on the way to the bucket. Fruin got inside of Hedrick, and on the call there was Dustin Crawford. It'll be 2 shots for the former Division II player. Alec Fruin looking for his first score of the night. It's Hope on top right now, 14-13, a far cry in terms of offensive efficiency from our game last year,
man.
which was 50-44 at the break. We're not going to get to that mark or anywhere close to it tonight.
We will not, but it's good to see Fruin, a familiar face to Coach Saul, who actually played for him a couple years up at Northern and when Coach was still there. And then now one of the 4 graduate athletes, I guess you can say, for Calvin that play for the Knights right now. Very, very veteran team.
Yeah, Morrison's another one. That was a touch by Ekageza, and here's Dykhouse. Nice move by Lilja to get that free throw line jumper, which he tattoos. Very smart move there. Showed the 3, stepped up to a more manageable shot, and he gives his team a 1-point lead. There's Fruin. Fruin's trying to get his team organized. He waves Warner down in the hole. Nice takeaway there by McKenzie, and he's on the move. McKenzie all the way down, and what an effort at both ends.
What a play. I mean, McKenzie is much shorter than Warner's, but he's so strong using that football body. And then you can see the quickness once he gets up and down. What a sequence from TJ.
Yeah, he had a nice handle, and he converted in traffic for a 3-point Hope lead. Here's Ekageza. He wants to go at McKenzie, you know that. Well, I'm impressed by the defense of Greg Mitchell's team, really guarding hard on the wing, denying passes, shot clock running down. Fruin got Ekageza for 3, drew iron, and Hope moves the other way. And this ball is up over the top of Lilja, and Calvin now will control.
Oh man, I think Noah Hedrick really wants that one back. They had so much momentum.
Bucket for Dykhouse, got a little bit of a bump. Bill Saul's thinking about a timeout, and he's forced to take one.
Speaking of momentum, Hedrick threw it away. I mean, Hope was rolling, but then the Knights steal it right back and finish. Great sequence defensively by them.
I think this is going to be a full timeout, so we will go away right now and come back with more tonight from Calvin.
In a Hope Forward model, every student who comes through the doors of Hope College would have their tuition 100% covered. All right, here's that last action. It really started with Morrison overhandling here, and look at this finish despite the bump for Dykhouse.
Well, and McKenzie with his second steal in about 3 possessions. He finished the one on his own there with the behind-the-head pass up to Dykhouse for the finish. Calvin's got to get things going, Tom. I mean, they outscored their opponents considerably in the first half of games so far this year. They're a fast starting team. Meanwhile, Hope is a better second half team. Right now, you got to feel like the Dutchmen are doing pretty well to be ahead at this juncture.
Yeah, there's a nice driving move for Calvin. The bucket goes to Alec Fruin. 2017 now for the Dutch. And here is McKenzie. Bicus dropped it. Got it back. Being defended very nicely down there deep by Marcus Bolt. Dykhouse again looking to go on Fruin. Bumped him and got just a little bit of space and finished with the left hand. But here's Ekageza at the other end, and he repays the favor.
It is quickness by Dykhouse on strength by Ekageza and Morrison.
Well, that
it's
time
been an interesting matchup so far.
Dykhouse got himself caught up in the air with nowhere to go, and he threw it away, and Ekageza is going to take him to the pipe again.
They got to help on him. That is a matchup that Dykhouse just cannot win. Ekageza's got enough of a handle to get around him and way too much strength.
Yeah, very strong body compared to Dykhouse. Lilia. Thomas now. I think they want to switch and get McKenzie over on Ekageza. Thomas forced it, had it blocked, and here comes Ekageza again. Morrison went down. 3-point try, Thad Szymanski.
I don't know why you leave that kid open, Tom. He drifted to the corner. He wanted the three the whole way. Ekageza knew all he had to do was just draw the D for a step, and Thad was there for the dagger.
Boy, that was a great bit of recognition by those two players. It's a counterintuitive move sometime in basketball, but when you're a guy like Szymanski, you don't necessarily try to run to the goal. You run to the open spot where you can get that uncontested three, and it worked perfectly for Calvin. 32nd timeout taken here, and the Knights, after being down 5, now with that run, 2 consecutive baskets, then the triple, 7-0 spurt to lead 24-22.
Well, and let's give some credit also to Luke Morrison. Whether it's scouting or familiarity or whatever, he came over as Thomas pulled up for Hope and got the block shot. That's what started the break and then led to the three by Szymanski. So a great defensive play by the graduate senior Morrison to come in and make that play on Hope's best player, anticipating that shot, and then getting that opportunity for Calvin to put them back in the lead.
Greg Mitchell's team has played so well here, but they went off the boil for just a moment. Now they're behind in the ball game. And in there right now is Jackson Hulbert, 23 in blue. Going to the move is Bicus, the miss, and here comes Morrison again. He's got Szymanski ahead of the pack. Going to drive all the way down with the Euro step, missed it. And I think the Hope player stepped on the end line. That was Hedrick. Put that back foot back and just touched a little bit of the baseline, Terp.
Yeah, unfortunately, the rebound tip went to him after he had been knocked behind the basket by that drive by Morrison. Right now, Calvin just on the attack. I mean, they couldn't finish in that instance, but the Knights, you can tell, have a whole lot of confidence. And that timeout by Bill Saul proved to be a pretty critical one for them.
Well, Bill Saul knows something about Calvin Hope games. He played in a bundle of them. And he's a big-time tactician. He's had some big stops in his college career. Szymanski can't fire one in that time. There's a battle that's going to be off of Thomas. Interesting. Call made over there on the sideline. We couldn't see it too well, but Dustin Crawford had an unimpeded view. He said Calvin. Eli Schoonfeld back in right now here for Hope, wearing 10 in blue. He's the guy with the headband on.
Szymanski with the ball. A little bit of a heat check last shot, but he started 3 of 4.
Szymanski had a good look at that one. That's the kind of ball he can put down, but not this time. Schoonveld over the timeline. Triple try is on the way. That's way too long, and great rebounding position for Ekageza off the miss by Hulbert.
Yeah, that's kind of a sophomore mistake there. They didn't need that shot yet.
I don't think Calvin needed that one either. Marcus Ball taps himself on the chest saying, yeah, I got a little rush of blood to the head there and probably should have reconsidered.
Hulbert goes 6'7". Bolts goes 6'6". You need your big men to, pass the ball around. You don't need to be jacking up threes early in the shot clock, Tom. And Bolts shoots 42% for three. He's actually the best percentage shooter by Calvin, but neither coach wants you shooting those shots with still a 2 in front of the rest of the shot clock.
Yeah, there's a bias against big men who shoot threes because coaches at this level value their rebounders as much as they do their three-point shooters. Good defending right there by Ketchy on Thomas. That's a force by Hulbert. Of course, he knocks it down like it's falling out of bed. Tough shot with the clock running down.
Speaking of 6'7", that's a pretty move from a guy of that size.
Nice ball inside. Ketchy had it, lost it, out of bounds to Kelvin. I'll tell you what, you sometimes look at the job that these guys are called to do, these officials, and it is so physical underneath the basket. You can't call every single touch, otherwise we'd be here all night.
Well, Ketchy caught amongst the trees there. I think he was actually fortunate to get the ball ripped out of his hands and out of bounds.
That's a travel. Good call right there, I think, again by Dustin Crawford on Emmett Warners, who really threw a move on somebody that didn't exist. There was nobody there. He just rock stepped to the left and took off to the right, and he could have taken a direct route as soon as he caught it.
Consistency in the calls, I mean, that's all you ask for as a coach, but also Warners and Halbert are yapping at each other too, so it'll be interesting to watch that matchup.
Very nearly a walk by Thomas, who had the long drag of the toe there. This comes back outside to Bicus. Don't want him shooting the bomb, I don't think. Schoonveld, they might not mind that. Nearly threw that one away. Thomas got his man up in the air, and there's Minka Milton to get Ekageza, who was going to get away from that situation. He went up in the air, got faked out, but then he reached in trying to slap the ball away, and that was ill-advised.
Schoonveld getting a breather, and he didn't play in the first semester, Tom, coming off of just managing an illness, and so probably a little bit of fatigue as he's getting back into game shape now for Hope.
Calvin moves it forward. This is wide open for Morrison. Not that time, but how about that work by Warners, who makes up for his turnover the last time down by chasing down that long rebound. Fruin now. Here's Warners again. You know he wants to play well after missing out on the game last year through injury. Nice move to the bucket. Good defending, though, by Lilja, who bothered Luke Morrison. Hope now can break the tie at 24 with under 4 minutes to go. And what has been a spirited, although not tremendously efficient, first half. And then I say that, and Noah Hedrick hits an NBA three.
I was about to say, oh no, but Noah knocking it down. Big shot by him, and one that Hope sorely needed from the outside.
Yeah, that was a bad handoff. Szymanski did well to hang on to it. Nice spin by Szymanski. And a takeaway by Hope, but then right back to Calvin.
Nice job by Ketchy anticipating that pass, able to break it up and kind of save the possession for the Knights.
Alec Fruin looking to go on Bicus, crossed him over nicely. This one's going to be tipped out. Who's going to get there? Calvin's got it. Fruin, Szymanski, Morrison, tough three try. And finally Hope comes away with the basketball. Under 3 to go. Whew. It's been a whirling dervish of the game. We haven't seen a lot of balls going in, but not for lack of effort. Little spin here, tough shot there, blocked on Halbert.
Ketchy said not this time. They saw him make it once, not again.
Let's see if this is a matchup they can exploit here with Szymanski out there running point for Calvin. Here's Morrison. Szymanski again looking to go. He's going to give you everything he's got. He backs off there and can't quite spin that one down. It's a good look. It's a shot he hits often, but just not that particular one.
Halfway down and out, and that's tough. The lid's been on the goal a little bit for Calvin these last few possessions. Morrison and Szymanski have both gotten good shots.
Thomas, nice back pass there, but I think it was Warners who got a finger on it, deflected it. Here comes Calvin.
Yeah, Thomas motioned for the back cut, but Warner saw that because he was standing right there, able to get his longer arm into that passing lane.
There's Calvin with Warners. Nice pass. Szymanski shot blocked. Just touched there by Jackson Halbert, but right back to Szymanski.
Szymanski delayed, complaining for the call, and walked right into an opportunity to strip Hope from behind. Talk about a fortunate occurrence for Calvin there.
That ball is tipped beautifully by Thomas off the missed jumper. He got in between two people, and I think he got that with the offhand too, Terp.
Yeah, a great tip by Thomas. I mean, if good shots are not going down, you got to find ways to score, and that's definitely something that Hope needed from Evan.
Well, Szymanski came up and under, and he was playing for a foul,
they're
but
not calling it, guys. I mean, you're just going to have to earn it really big time.
Thomas slices his way all the way down and gives Hope a 5-point lead.
That's the thing. If you're going to complain, Hope is not going to wait for you.
Down to the final 45. Let's see if Calvin gets two for the price of one here. They probably won't, but that shot goes, and it's a big one for Alec Fruin to make it a 3-point ball game.
He was going for it, Tom. He maybe heard you. That pull-up gives a 6-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock, but no, they turned it off, I guess.
That was unusual. The clock kept going, but the shot clock didn't. So now Hope can...
I mean, it landed at 36 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, well, play on.
And there was no stoppage play, so to my way of thinking, the shot clock should have continued on. But a breakout here for Calvin. Strong play by Warners, and could this be flagrant?
Well, that was earning it. You knew a collision was coming. It's just going to be how brutal was it, and Emmett Warner's really hitting the deck there.
No discussion yet about it. It's going to be a foul that goes against Halbert, who was never going to let him score. We'll get some substitutions here for Hope for the final 3 seconds, but I'm not sure. This is going to be a media timeout with 3 seconds to go in the half. We'll come right back.
Support by Freedom Village, a retirement community located near downtown Holland, Michigan. At Freedom Village, we love our convenient location near downtown Holland and Hope College. We offer an all-inclusive lifestyle for active seniors, including an indoor swimming pool, hot tub, and gym. Amenities include chef-prepared menus in our 5 dining rooms, a general store, full-service bank, and beauty salon. Plus, our Life Care contract offers you lifetime protection for all levels of care under one roof.
By recycling paper, plastics, metals, and more, Padness is making the world we live in a better one. Padness, recycling the world over and over.
With 4 seconds left in this contest, down by 3.
Fellas, that's a great effort to get back where we are. Now look like we got 4 seconds. We got to have a 3. It can't be a 2. We're down 3. And here's what we're going to do. Jed, you're going to make this and we'll win the game in overtime.
Ryan Terpster, as we talk about what's ahead in this ball game, well, Calvin's going to shoot some free throws right now, but it's been hard to establish any kind of feel for which one of these teams has grabbed the upper hand. Both of them have had moments where they've been great, and they've had other moments where they've looked like they were confused. And going into the second half, I wouldn't say that anybody should feel too confident about their chances, because there have been a lot of breakdowns. And kind of interspersed, we've had some wonderful plays by both sides.
Yeah, we're going to talk to both coaches, one going into the half and one coming out. And I don't think either's going to be particularly enthused about their team's efforts. They'll probably have a few things to talk about in the locker room. But here Warners has a chance to draw Calvin within, well, 2 with 3 seconds to go. And I think if you're the Knights, it's about consistency. I mean, they had that hot stretch hitting threes and knocking down a few shots in a row, and then they had a huge cold stretch that allowed Hope to retake the lead and very likely bring it with a lead into halftime.
Yeah, Kelvin's going to press the ball all the way up the floor, but it comes immediately to McKenzie, who ran into one of his own guys. Heaves off the glass at the buzzer. Would have counted had it gone. 31-29 at halftime. It's Hope on top of Calvin tonight on WGVU. And we're going to get a chance here to talk to,
well,
who's it going to be?
Heading down. I think Coach Mitchell was looking to see where the mic was, and they're just going to be waiting for him down there. So.
Okay, well, so we'll stick around here for this to get Greg Mitchell's comments.
You know, normally I'm chasing him down, Tom.
But we are
trying to poke it out, and it looks like he went to the other side of things. Nope, grabbing something to drink.
Well, we shall see if he's over there.
You know, in a game like this, whether you're thinking about like what to do next or not, I mean, it's an opportunity for these coaches to kind of take a breath, reassess what they want to talk about with their team, get with their assistants. And I think everybody just needs a breath in this instance, you know, getting back into this game and getting used to having the fans out here and having the players play. And it's so odd to have Calvin and Hope only play once last year. I mean, this is a team that, you know, they're very familiar with each other. And, you know, it's almost been a full year before they've been able to play each other. And Coach Mitchell, thanks for joining us. Hey, Coach, thanks for joining us. Ryan Turf, can you talk about your team's effort in the first half? We saw some great defensive stretches from your guys, especially from some of your players off the bench.
Well, we got to get him to put down the sheet and put on the headset there. Coach.
You guys ready?
Got to put it on.
Looks like some technical difficulties.
No, I think it's just
it might be wrapped around the mic stand.
Yeah, well, we're efforting here. We're not going to give up on this too quickly. If you can get it up on. Okay.
I got you.
There you go, Coach.
Hey, Coach, just can you talk about some of the defensive effort that your guys had in the first half, especially like TJ McKenzie coming off the bench and the effort of your guys there?
Well, I think the collective effort is amazing. Our guys are playing super, super hard. We got kind of caught, as did Calvin, in a long stretch where I think we all needed a sub. Made a couple of unfortunate mental errors, not securing the basketball, but man, the effort is outstanding. We're rebounding the ball very well. Not very happy with the 10 turnovers, but we like where we are right now.
You guys have had to shuffle different lineups due to a variety of things for your team. Do you think that helps you in a game like this where you need multiple players to step up?
We need everybody, and it doesn't matter who's dressing. We just got to play hard, and I believe in every guy we play. So yeah, adversity is something you get to celebrate and own it, and it's got to sharpen you. I think it's sharpened us in the last week, and we're excited for the next 20 minutes.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Appreciate it. Yep.
All right. Against all odds, we were able to pull that one off with Greg Mitchell. We'll talk with Bill Saw a little bit later in the half. Right now, it's Hope on top by a couple, 31-29 here at Calvin. More to come tonight on WGV.
Loved school. I've always loved school, and I was very driven in high school too, but for some reason I just never actually thought I could do it because I couldn't see it. It didn't feel tangible. And when I was able to get a scholarship, I was like, I'm actually going to college. I can do this. People believe in me. I understood that my education could completely change my life, that it opens so many doors. And I think that some students just go to college as the next stepping stone in their life. They don't really think about what does this really mean and how can this change my life. And I understood that because neither of my parents had that opportunity to get a degree. I graduated from Hope College in 2019 with a biochemistry and molecular biology degree with a Spanish minor. One big part of my personal calling into medicine is to, one, show other students that look like me, so students of color, women, that you can do this too. And that if there is an obstacle, let's talk about it and let's surpass that obstacle, because you can surpass that obstacle. I feel like my family and I have done a lot for me to get here, but I know it is doable with support. One big moment that happened recently that's super exciting and a part of your entrance into medical school is the white coat ceremony. It was monumental to me and my family. It was a symbol of how hard work does pay off. For me, as a first-generation college student, receiving my scholarship opened up that door for education that I didn't believe in high school I even deserved. Now being an adult and going through college and now being in med school, I can see that that investment of that scholarship in my life truly allowed me to not only pursue this, but also gain confidence in myself that I do deserve to be present in a higher education realm, even though not many people look like me when I walk in the door. I've been able to help my younger sibling and then also extended family apply to college and apply to scholarships now that I've gone through it. So I do think being that first person to go through it is really scary, but once you are able to gain those experiences, you can help others and uplift those around you. If I were to talk to the donor who helped make my scholarship possible, I would say thank you. Your support makes education accessible, and that accessibility not only changes lives of individuals, but transforms their community.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Eastern Floral, serving the floral needs of Grand Rapids for over 70 years. Cunningham Dolman PC Attorneys at Law, accessible, responsive, effective. The Community Foundation of the Holland Zeeland area, today, tomorrow, forever. LVZ Financial Planning, peace of mind for whatever comes next. Freedom Village, enriching the lives of those we serve with compassion, respect, excellence, and integrity. The Gentex Corporation, today's features, tomorrow's technology. Padnos, paper, plastics, metal, and more.
Well, last year, Hope led at halftime. Ryan Terpstra 50-44. They went on to hang on to most of that lead and won the game by a couple. They're up right now by 2, but they've got plenty of work to do. It's 31-29 as we welcome everyone back to our broadcast of tonight's, what we hope will be the first of many games between Hope and Calvin here this season. Only one last year. We're going to get this one in tonight. We have another one coming up in about a month in Holland. And then, of course, you've got various postseason events that could come into play for both these teams. They're both enjoying good years. Hope comes in tonight 9-4, but 2-0 in league play. So in a sense, Terp, you'd have to say this game might be a touch more important for Calvin. They don't want to lose their second and fall 2 full games behind one of their top rivals in this league this year.
Yeah, and Trine was actually picked to be the top team in the MIAA, a team that Hope beat on Monday. So Flying Dutchman feeling very good about themselves with that win. Evan Thomas with 11 points and 5 rebounds is really doing everything for Hope right now. He's their leading scorer and their leading rebounder. As you heard Greg Mitchell say before they went into the locker room, 10 turnovers is what's holding the Flying Dutchman back. They're shooting 44% on the game. For Calvin, leading scorers are Alex Fruin and Luke Morris. Thad Szymanski leads them with 9. Luke Fruin and Morrison each have 7. But Calvin's problem is they're shooting. They're shooting 35% from the field in the first half. And Tom, they shoot 37% from 3 on the year. They're a 48% shooting team from the field. So they are better than this, and that's definitely what they're going to be looking for coming out of the break, is getting some of these shots to fall or getting good looks, because they're just a better shooting team than what they displayed in the first half. And I think a lot of that has to do with Hope's defense and how physical the Flying Dutchmen were able to be in that first half.
Well, you could take a look at a lot of different guys. It might be the main guy here in the second half. For me, with regard to Calvin, I think it's Szymanski. Came off the bench, and it didn't really look like he was doing much of anything, and still had 9. We'll see what he can do later. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and get to Bill Saul from Calvin after this.
Hi, I'm Brian Overland with the Michigan Mandolin Orchestra.
I'm a commercial hot air balloon pilot.
I'm a manager at Robinette Orchards.
Co-owner of the Pyramid Ski and Bar.
Improv is something that you can't teach.
Hot air ballooning is a passion of mine. I've been flying since 1985.
Grand Rapids is incredibly lucky that we have the caliber of artists.
I just want to see it grow and continue to thrive.
One of the 20th century's most iconic figures, father, activist, 3-time heavyweight boxing champion. Join Jamila Ali Joyce and Dr. Lewis Moore on January 18th at 7 p.m. as they explore the life and legacy of Muhammad Ali. Register now at wgvu.org/Ali.
Well, Calvin has come back out onto the floor right now. Hope is still in the locker room, getting a little bit of extra rest inside and hearing from Greg Mitchell. We're going to talk with Bill Saul, and we're confident, Ryan Terpstra, that it's going to go a little bit better this time. We're actually going to get him to put the headset on over his ears.
I think Calvin wanted as much time as possible to come out and get some shots up, because they had good looks in that first half, and I think just get out of the locker room. Let's not dwell on missed opportunities in the first half. Get some shots up, get warm, and get ready to put together a better offensive performance in the second half.
Well, Bill Saul does have the headset on right now. He is down at the other end of the court, and let's talk to him a little bit about that first half. Bill, plenty of intensity for both these sides. I would guess that you're probably wishing your team had taken a little bit better care of the ball.
Yeah, some costly turnovers, and I thought, the times that we did get downhill, we forgot that we're in a rivalry game, and quite frankly, you got to go to the contact. You can't be in a situation where you think you're going to get a call. It's not going to happen in this game. So I was disappointed when we did get downhill, the softness of our attack. So we got to be a little better there. And again, this high intensity, I'm really happy with our effort. I thought Hope had outstanding effort as well.
Bill, other messages to your team. I mean, you didn't shoot particularly well in that game, but you probably are happy with some of the looks that your team got. What are you looking for from your guys in terms of offense in the second half?
Well, we got a better movement, and maybe that's a little bit of what Hope's doing to us, but I felt a lot of stagnation. I thought we didn't get sides like we need to. And again, a couple times we didn't take care of the ball as well as we should have. So, I would certainly give us a C in how we performed offensively. Okay.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time and best of luck in the second half.
All right, thanks.
All right, that's Bill Saul, the Calvin University coach. We're going to take one last break and then come back with the start of the second half here tonight from Van Noord Arena in Grand Rapids on WGVU.
In a Hope Forward model, every student who comes through the doors of Hope College would have their tuition 100% covered.
Well, Hope took its time getting out. They're trying to force up a couple of shots here and try to get loose. Calvin had a long period of time on the floor. I think some of that comes down to the individual coaches. I know Bill Saul is not a guy of a lot of words when things aren't going well. He is short and to the point, and I think he got his message out and told his guys, okay, wipe the slate clean. Get rid of your institutional memory of that first half, Ryan, and play a little bit better basketball.
Yeah, Calvin will be coming out. I expect them to be aggressive on the offensive end. I mean, they had a 5-minute and 10-second scoring drought from 6:40 left in that first half down to 1:30. They did not score the basketball. And that they'll be coming out with a couple of plays in a couple of spots where they think they might have an advantage. And for Hope, they want to continue that defensive intensity and effectiveness, because this has been a close game the whole way. Hope's largest lead has been 5 points. Calvin's largest lead was 4 points very early in the game. It's been back and forth, and I would expect that to continue and this thing to come down to the wire.
Well, you take a look at how close this game has been. The difference in the game, the leading scorer for Hope is Evan Thomas with 11. The leading scorer for Calvin is Thad Szymanski with 9. It's a 2-point ball game, so you can't really say anybody's got a leg up as we get back into it. And here's Clayton Dykehouse on the bounce for Hope. He's picked up by Sensenig, who's back in there. Vikas, now Thomas with Ekageza. Froon's got him now. Froon got crossed. Ball moved pretty well. Is that the shot they want? It's a little bit short, and Calvin surrounded that rebound, and here come the Knights looking to tie or take the lead. Ekageza. Warner's got rid of his man, strong to the hole, and that's going to be a block against Hope, and you could have maybe made the case for a charge there, Ryan, but clearly the Hope player was well into the restricted area there, and no hesitation on the call.
Yeah, I think Emmett Warners was saved by the circle there, Tom. I mean, the Hope defender got there, I think, just in time, but not outside the circle. And great start to the first half by Calvin. Get the shot fake, go strong to the hole, expect the contact, try and finish through it. That's what Coach Saul was talking about in his comments to us just before the second half started.
Well, Warner's with 2 free throws. And what did Bill Saul just say to us at halftime? We were soft going to the hole. We were looking for the foul instead of playing to contact. Warner's got the message. Tie ball game now at 31. Here's Evan Thomas again, picked up by Fruin. That's a tough shot on the jump, and it goes down beautifully for Thomas.
Calvin deciding to switch their screens and not fight through because Thomas burned them a couple of times in the first half there. Good switch, and Thomas still rose up over Fruin, who I thought played pretty good defense.
I think Calvin would like to concede that shot to Evan Thomas as the game goes on. It's Warner's again. Thought about it. He's going hard to the pipe this time. Lost it out of bounds. Calvin will keep with still a fair amount of time on the shot clock. 11 seconds here as we have dipped under 19 to go here in half number 2. Both teams have scored to start the second half, and it's again a 2-point Hope lead. Morrison, Warner's show and go. He's got people up there, and he forces it that time with the right hand. Very impressive.
Bickus has gone for that fake 3 times in a row now. I mean, if they're that concerned about Warner shooting the 3, maybe he should just challenge with a hand in the face, because Warner's has used it to effect to get to the hole now twice in a row for Calvin.
That's a tough one for Dykehouse for 3. The little man stepped up and stroked it home. 36-33 Hope.
It's only the 3rd three-pointer Hope has hit today, Tom. They were 2 of 10 in the first half from beyond the arc.
This is a long ball that goes for Morrison. How about that?
Well, these teams got the rust off at halftime, it looks like. Both coming out firing in these first 2 minutes.
The offensive efficiency has been commendable here to start period number 2. Dykehouse tried to get through. Sensenig stayed with him. Now Dykehouse is going to try to take advantage of his quickness. Likes to go to his left. Great back pass there. Hope nearly threw it away. Shot clock at 5. Here's Halbert. Shot blocked by 2 different people. And Fruin collects. Would have been a shot clock violation. Oh, that's a bad play by Akageza. It somehow goes into the hands of Morrison, who slipped when he hit the deck after that shot. I don't think Bill Saul was crazy about that attempt.
I mean, Morrison was going to catch it in flow until he bobbled it. He did not need to shoot it anymore.
Bickus got tied up, hand right on the ball. Good call by Dustin Crawford. Held ball. Hope will lose possession now, and Szymanski comes in and replaces Sensenig, and now Calvin can take the lead here after some nice work by Alec Fruin on a much taller opponent.
Some token pressure by Hope. Just hoping Egekeza maybe gets a little sloppy with the ball like he did last possession.
Here's Szymanski guarded by Josh Lilja. Szymanski got it again, around the circle it goes. Ekagesa got around his man, nearly scored the bucket, and certainly drew the foul on Clayton Dykehouse, who's saying, what'd I do? It was a Jackie Moon moment out there.
I'm surprised.
He clobbered him as he went around him.
I'm surprised Hope stayed with this matchup. I mean, Dykehouse pressuring Ekagesa coming up the floor makes sense, Tom, but to allow an isolation, we saw what happened in the first half when Egekeza went around Dykehouse a couple of times and scored, and there he was able to get around again.
Well, when you let your man go right around you, then you reach from behind and come down hard. It's just a bad look for the officials, and it was certainly a foul. Ekageza throwing up 2 very unseemly free throws there.
Yeah, and that's a problem for Calvin. They are a 66% free throw shooting team, and that is going to come back to bite you in these kinds of close games.
Yeah. Generally, you want your lead guard to be a guy who can be trusted with the basketball, and that means trusted to make foul shots coming down the stretch. That looks like it might be a problem for Calvin. Thomas against Ekageza's defense, which was fantastic. And here comes Calvin 2-on-1. Warner's going inside. That ball goes out.
Well
It'll be
played.
Calvin ball.
Well played by Jackson Halbert.
Boy, how about that defense by Akageza at the other end?
I mean, he's seen Thomas knock these down in Calvin's face all game so far. He was playing for that shot, and Thomas tried to go over and elevate over him, and he wasn't able to. And then on the other end, Halbert, knowing Warners is going to come crashing in, just waited for him rather than slapping down, stayed straight up and got the block shot.
Here's the guy that needs to get it going for Calvin, Szymanski right here. Morrison.
Oh, nice ball fake.
Kind of threw it away. It's just really awful efficiency for Calvin on this possession, and ends with a bad miss by Szymanski in this tie game at 36. There goes Dykhouse trying to go on the taller player inside. Bickus, boy, needs to finish that one. Went strong, and that takes us to our media break at 15:45. Tie ball game, but free throws coming up for the Dutch when we come back on WGVU.
Gentex is a tech company supplying electro-optical products to the global automotive, aerospace, and fire protection industries. With focused competencies in design, vision, displays, software, and more, we're always looking for engineering talent. For our direct hire hourly production positions, we run open interviews Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at our 58 East Riley facility in Zeeland. And our facilities, benefits, and culture are everything you'd expect from a world-class employer. Now's the time to join Team Gentex.
Boy, with 4 seconds left in this contest, down by 3.
Fellas, that's a great effort to get back where we are. Now, looks like we got 4 seconds. We got to have a 3. It can't be a 2. We're down 3. And here's what we're going to do. Jed, you're going to make this and we'll win the game in overtime.
Support by Freedom Village, a retirement community located near downtown Holland, Michigan. At Freedom Village, we love our convenient location near downtown Holland and Hope College. We offer an all-inclusive lifestyle for active seniors, including an indoor swimming pool, hot tub, and gym. Amenities include chef-prepared menus in our 5 dining rooms, a general store, full-service bank, and beauty salon. Plus, our Life Care contract offers you lifetime protection for all levels of care under one roof.
As we come back to the action, Bickus is going to shoot a couple of free throws, and he's an important guy for Hope, Terp, because they do not really have a third scorer in this game. Thomas, 13, Dykhouse with 10. Bickus had a couple of early buckets in the first half, but after that, nobody else has scored more than a single goal for Hope after the big 3. So Bickus made a nice move inside, and he's been a little bit rusty probably because of the layoff he's had, but maybe he'll warm to this game as we continue on.
Yeah, it's tough to come back. I mean, we've all heard that COVID affects different people in different ways. I'm sure fatigue is going to be a factor because it's hard to stay in game shape when you have to stay away from the team. And Bickus getting his 5th point here. He's going to have to be a key. I think both the Hope big men and the Calvin big men, because of the attention being paid to the guards on either side, they're going to be able to slip some screens and potentially get some dump-offs from the guards, and they're going to have some opportunities to score around the basket. And I think both teams need their guys to be effective in those spots.
Morrison came around the screen, and Schoonveld just kind of lurched into him. It's going to be a 2-shot foul. Well, you talk about the guy who's not playing tonight, Tyler George. He averages 13 and 11 for Hope, so Bickus has got to replace those numbers as best he can, and really it's kind of a Herculean effort by Hope so far to be playing this well without George, who's certainly one of their best players.
I think it's a testament just to their team as a whole. You remember what Greg Mitchell said at halftime, you know, we're counting on all of our guys. We're confident in everybody that we're playing, and so far the minutes have been quality up and down the bench for Hope on that defensive effort and rebounding.
Well, it's been Thrust and Perry, 2 free throws by Bickus, not matched by Morrison, who split the pair. And we have a foul away from the ball here. I think they're looking at Ketchy, who is locking up with Bickus. It's going to be a common foul, no shots.
Yeah, and the free throw issues continue for Calvin. I mean, there you've got Morrison, who shoots 78%, splitting his free throws. When you struggle as a team to begin with, you can't have your best guys missing their freebies.
Well, there's Thomas with the long step through the lane, going with the left hand to restore the lead to 3 now for Hope at 40-37.
And Thomas realized Calvin's playing for that pull-up J. He needs to get to the rack.
Morrison Now Ketchy. Good movement this time. Fruin kind of pushed off the ball a little bit. Here goes Morrison to get rid of Schoonveld. Boy, that's a line drive jumper that goes. And it goes, they say, for 2 points to make it 40-39.
Morrison's looking for a shot. He wants to get going. We'll see if that can kind of light the lamp for the grad senior.
Schoonveld. Whoa! Whoa!
Does his dad, Tim, was he able to do that back in his Hope days?
Only in
what
his dreams.
A play by Eli.
Well, it's the old song by Three Dog Night. Eli's coming. He was coming, and he went up top, and he stayed there for a while. Szymanski with the left hand. That was a titanic dunk, though, by Schoonveld, the guy who really hadn't done anything in the game at all. All of a sudden, he's up at the top of the box.
Well, he's played some good defense. He's rebounded well, and we knew he was going to attack the rim, but all of a sudden he just elevated out of nowhere and 2 hands with the thunder.
Bickus airballs that three-point try, and that's the problem when a big guy misses a long ball. That was an interesting try there by Calvin, but the ball trailed Szymanski, and it's turned over.
Dykehouse saw that the whole way, and he was just waiting for Calvin to throw that ball. Comes back down and hits the three. What a sequence by Clayton.
Clayton Dykehouse with that three. I'll tell you what Clayton Dykehouse is not doing in this game tonight. He's not shooting enough. He's hit every shot he has taken so far. Schoonveld grabbed Morrison. I'm not sure why, if he knew he was supposed to come out, but he gets
I think that was intentional.
Props.
Honestly, Tom, he's going to the back. I think that was intentional. He either needed a breather, maybe suffered some sort of injury, but he did not sit down on the bench. That looked to be an intentional foul by Schoonveld to get himself off the floor.
Yeah, straight to the locker room. And we've talked about the fact that he's had some illness issues for quite a long time. Just trying to come back. Morrison again. Oh!
It's almost like that dunk ignited everybody. I mean, it woke both teams up, Tom.
Offensively, this second half has been almost elegant. There's a great block there by Sensinig. Calvin can take the lead. Fruin for three. Rebounded by Warners, tried to put it on the deck, got it back. Calvin gets a reset.
Warners is being guarded by Dykehouse now, but they don't go to it. Instead, it's Sensinig.
Yeah, Eli. The other way, the other Eli.
The crowd is waking up now. Big spot for Calvin in this possession. Hope needs an answer.
Calvin is back on top by one at 46-45. Thomas, good defense by Akageza. Forced him to dump that pass when he was up, ready to take a jump shot. Bickus!
Wow,
crazy runner.
Hook. That was the shot Warners wanted, and Bickus still put it down.
I would say Hope was a little fortunate there with Bickus. It was not the best looking shot, but man, it had eyes. 47-46. This is Fruin for three.
Hope is overplaying on Morrison really hard. I think they're doing the same on Szymanski. Fruin and those guys setting those screens are going to get looks.
Dykehouse, now Thomas. Akageza giving Thomas all he can handle. Dykehouse, is that his first miss? No, it is not. That's another three for Dykehouse, 50-46.
Clayton has been the outside shooting for Hope, and he is feeling it right now for the Dutch.
So right back to a 4-point lead for the team from Holland. 11:23 to go. Morrison, new, not this time.
And that's just trying to match Dykehouse. That is ill-advised from Luke.
Never had the legs. Dykehouse going all the way. He's finally missed one. Inside the putback, and a Calvin rebound for Warners.
Warners needs to slow down here. No reason to turn it over.
Yep, not the right guy to be leading the break. Warners is going to try for three. Well, you live by the jumper, you die by the jumper sometime, and Bill Saul knows his team's playing pretty well, but I think he'd like to get back to some tough-nosed basketball inside.
I thought Mitchell was going to call timeout there, but he just gave the play to Dykehouse. Now the switch. Oh, man, that was a heat check, but it was halfway down.
Dykehouse got it back somehow on the long rebound. Here's Bickus. That's a long try. Way short. Who's going to get there? Well, Calvin didn't really lock up that ball. Morrison was in position. That's going to take us to our break at 10:30 left to go in the first half. In the second half, I should say. 50 for Hope, 46 for Calvin. More to come tonight from Grand Rapids.
By recycling paper, plastics, metals, and more, Padness is making the world we live in a better one. Padness, recycling the world over and over.
The Community Foundation of the Holland-Zeeland area builds our community's endowment and provides services to donors to ensure that our community thrives today, tomorrow, and forever. More at cfhc.org.
Eastern Floral, family owned and operated in Grand Rapids for 70 years, offering a selection of floral designs, plants, and gift items for any occasion, and same-day local delivery. Eastern Floral, serving all of your floral needs. EasternFloral.com.
Sunday on PBS, starting with Around the World in 80 Days.
Risk your life, be my guest, but stop risking mine.
The beloved series, All Creatures Great and Small.
Is either very brave or very stupid.
Followed by Murder and Mystery on Vienna Blood.
I think they're trying to hide a secret.
It's a night of drama you won't want to miss.
Well, we have seen some things that we didn't expect to see. Number one on the hit parade was that dunk by Eli Schoonveld. And then we saw a great bucket a few moments later from Eli Sensenig. I mean, if we get any more scores from Eli's tonight, we're going to have to see what the Manning family is doing, because those guys both made an impression upon this game. Hope's got the basketball right now, and Schoonveld, who comes back in after that personal time that he had to get.
I think he just needed a rest, Tom. Like Bicus, he's coming back from not playing much.
Well, that was Thomas that ran right past Szymanski. And now it's a 6-point lead.
I think Evan Thomas is realizing they're overplaying him for that pull-up jump shot, and he's gotten to the hole a couple of times when he's decided to just put his head down and drive to the tin.
Let's see if Calvin can get to the rim here. They've not done a good job of that lately, but here's Szymanski who will. Woo! Schoonveld again.
Schoonveld is listed as 6'3", but Tom, he plays so much bigger, and he elevates both with the dunk and there. He was waiting for Szymanski, went up and swatted it with ease.
Kind of baited him, really. Thomas inside Ekageza, tough shot. Nice rebound by Fruin, and Ekageza starts forward. Morrison wants to get back on for Kelvin. 9:35 remaining. This one getting away from the Knights a little bit. Hope is playing some beautiful basketball. Szymanski this time draws the foul. Well, there's a clever play. Szymanski went underneath, and Schoonveld was looking for something more up in the higher altitude.
Well, Szymanski, the grad senior, Schoonveld, the bouncy sophomore. That was just crafty veteran maneuvering by Szymanski. He felt Schoonveld on his hip, went right into him, went with the right hand from the left side to make sure he drew the contact, is able to get to the free throw line. And these are two free throws that Calvin needs very desperately.
Well, Szymanski stops the bleeding for Calvin. 5-point ball game now with the first free throw. Schoonveld's going to come out now. Szymanski had a little chuckle. You can tell that he and Schoonveld have played some ball before.
Yeah, I think they were chatting with each other, Tom, at the free throw line. Maybe Eli had said, well, I got you before, and don't let the refs bail you out again.
Szymanski rattles that one home, 52-48. Right now, Thomas with 17, Dykhouse with 16, Bicus with 8, 16 for Morrison, 13 for Thad Szymanski. And here is Thomas looking to go on Szymanski, who's not the world's best defender. Thomas inside, drew the foul.
Yeah, that was a mismatch that Hope needed to take advantage of. I almost think Szymanski tried to draw the charge there, did not get the call. Thomas actually so wide open, he missed the initial shot, but then able to reclaim the offensive board and get fouled on the second attempt.
I think Bill Saul's got to look for a different matchup for Szymanski as the free throw goes there for Thomas. Now in the ball game with 18 to lead everybody. Szymanski is one of those guys that there's almost some nights nobody who can guard him, and I would say in this game at the moment there's really probably not anybody out there right now that he can guard for Hope.
And yeah, Hope's giving a lineup where there's really no clean fit for him. Lilia is probably the best matchup, but he's very long and much taller.
Well, and McKenzie's got Szymanski now, and here goes Morrison all the way down, driving.
I don't know why that was not a foul.
Yeah, Bill Saul's wondering about that. Yeah. I would have to say that's maybe one of the first ones I've seen tonight where it just seemed like it was a pretty clear foul with that much contact and guys meeting, but referees have been fairly consistent.
And they're letting McKenzie really grab Szymanski as well. I mean, this is only probably going to get more physical down the stretch.
Fruin can't hit that shot. Well, Hope, I think, has done a great job of defending the rim. They're not letting people get in behind. Some people are getting penetration, but they're not getting all the way down there. A little bit of a push by Thomas. He gets it back outside. Triple try is way wide left, and Calvin's going to come out with this one after the miss by Noah Hedrick.
Nice defense by Fruin. He switched on to Thomas. Thomas really went at him, and Fruin able to hold his ground.
This is what Calvin needs a little more of right there. Going to the basket is Marcus Bolt. And that is his first bucket of the game, and he has a chance to make it a three-point ball game if he can convert.
And that was big for Calvin. They had gone 3 minutes, Tom, without scoring a field goal. Bolt, who actually is a pretty decent outside shooter, gets Halbert to commit, trying to block the shot from the outside, gets around him, and able to score the and one. Calvin finally breaking that drought. They've had a couple of droughts in this game, a 5-minute drought in the first half and then a 3-minute drought there. They really just need to keep their offense consistent in this one if they want to get the win.
Bolt's got the free throw down to complete the three-point play. Well, what did Bill Saul say? We need to be tougher at the rim. They had that little spurt with Warner's at the beginning of the half, but that was really the first inside penetration bucket they've had since that time. Dykhouse now against Fruin. Schoonveld's out there. Thomas controls. Ekageza forces him off the ball. Clock at 8 here for Clayton Dykhouse. He's going all the way, and he's going to score it.
Oh, man, Calvin caught. Wasn't sure who was supposed to rotate back. And both defenders kind of looked to the side, and that was all the room Clayton Dykhouse needed to make that one with the shot clock winding down.
Dykhouse having another big game here in Grand Rapids for the second straight year. Tough shot by Morrison. Thomas got hurt. He got hit in the mouth. He's still on his back at the other end.
Yeah, he's checking his teeth. He got elbowed right in the mouth.
Well, there aren't any dentist office open tonight as Bicus finally gets hit, and wasn't much to that one, but he may have gotten poked in the eye for his trouble. And that takes us to our media timeout with 7:16 remaining. Hope is on the verge here of putting some space between itself and Calvin. We'll find out what happens when we come back.
Cunningham Dahlman PC Attorneys at Law. Proud sponsors of Hope versus Calvin basketball on WGVU TV. Cunningham Dahlman PC. Accessible, responsive, effective. More information at cunninghamdahlman.com.
Support by Freedom Village, a retirement community located near downtown Holland, Michigan. At Freedom Village, we love our convenient location near downtown Holland and Hope College. We offer an all-inclusive lifestyle for active seniors, including an indoor swimming pool, hot tub, and gym. Amenities include chef-prepared menus in our 5 dining rooms, a general store, full-service bank, and beauty salon. Plus, our Life Care contract offers you lifetime protection for all levels of care under one roof.
With 4 seconds left in this contest, down by 3.
Fellas, that's a great effort to get back where we are. Well, looks like we got 4 seconds. We got to have a 3. It can't be a 2. We're down 3. And here's what we're going to do. Jed, you're going to make this and we'll win the game in overtime.
By recycling paper, plastics, metals, and more, Padness is making the world we live in a better one. Padness, recycling the world over and over.
Well, Kelvin's hanging on by its fingertips right now against this Hope team that has been so impressive tonight And it's been that 1-2 punch in the backcourt. Evan Thomas, who's a little bit more of a wing player with 19. Clayton Dykehouse, 7 of 9 from the floor with 18. Those have been the two guys that Calvin has never really come to grips with here tonight, Terp.
Well, you saw Clayton Dykehouse score that layup as we came back on the highlight. And then it's been Hope's bench doing the dirty work. That block by Eli Schoonveld. They're bothering and being physical with the Knights and really making Calvin earn every score that they have gotten so far this entire game. And now 6-point lead. That matches their largest lead that they had with about 10 minutes to go with the half. And now it's 7. This is the biggest deficit that the Knights have faced. Hope out in front.
This is something right there that we saw from Bicus that makes his coach smile. A big man who's going to get fouled, who can make foul shots. 4 out of 4 from the stripe for Bicus in this game. Calvin trying to get inside, not just to get easy baskets, but they want to draw some fouls. And they want to get untimed points.
Egekeze has been very quiet in this second half. I think they need more from him.
Got to get the shot up in a hurry here. That's going to be a charge.
Schoonveld again, and this time he knew exactly where he was, planted his heels just outside that charge line and was ready for when Calvin attacked the basket.
Why that works for Schoonveld is Calvin's aware of who he is. He can jump, he can block shots, and that time it was, he went by land. He stayed in his position. Calvin probably anticipating some contact, and they guessed wrong. And here's McKenzie now on the bounce against Szymanski. Right into the lane. Schoonveld, look out. Oh, thought we might see it again. Three-pointer on the way. McKenzie!
You know, he shot a 3 early in the first half. I was like, oh, I don't know about that shot. But he clearly is confident from the outside. And bringing some of that football intensity in his defense as well. He's been an impact player for Hope in this ball game.
This is Fruin, back cut. Szymanski had it knocked away. Pass wasn't perfect, but the defending was very good. And now Greg Mitchell saying we're going to spread it. We're going to run clock. He's going to get a man back into the game, and Josh Lilja. Here is Dykehouse. Bicus. McKenzie feeling it. But Schoonveld resets the clock. That's not the one you want unless it goes in. A three-pointer after the clock reset. Greg Mitchell's kind of saying, what just happened there?
Well, good team ball is infectious, and the effort from Hope is translating across the board, whether it's Schoonveld drawing the charge, McKenzie hitting the 3, Bicus knocking down the open look, everything going right for the Flying Dutchman.
You've got a break. 5:44 left. Hope on the verge of putting this one into the win column. We'll find out what happens when we come back.
All right, baby, here we go, here we go. That's it, that's it. You know, that whole pause just for a second is huge. Get there, get there, get there. Pace, 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 pace. 1 second needs water, man. It's his first day of practice. He's got to get hydrated. Good, Gabe. Good, Gabe. Good play, good play, good play, good play. Come on, pace, get it there. That way. Good, Kobe, good, Kobe. Come on, go, 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 go. Come on, baby, dig. Dig deep. Dig deep. Good, good.
In a Hope Forward model, every student who comes through the doors of Hope College would have their tuition 100% covered.
Well, it's a long haul back for the home side. Let's see if they can conjure something up here. They can't win it in a single possession. They're going to need good play at both ends. And here's Akageza. Uchenna with the ball right now. Let's see what Bill Saul's got called out of the timeout. He's got Morrison with Lilja on him. Morrison fighting his way inside. Warners.
Hope coming out with great defense out of that timeout. Bad shot by Morrison.
Well, he had really nothing else though, Terp, and they were just getting creamed on the inside, and now Hope senses that this one is theirs for the taking.
I know Hope plays a little bit of football. They shared the MIAA crown this year. You hear about coverage sacks in football, Tom. That seemed like a coverage three-pointer.
That shot missed by Dykhouse. Calvin got a bit of a break there. Here's Szymanski. Let's see if Calvin can get some dribble penetration here into the lane. Ekageza leans in. That ball is blocked out of bounds. It was Lilja who stayed right with him.
Great defense. Lilja keeping his feet, staying in front of him, just waiting for Ekageza to show him the ball, and then got the shot block.
Morrison got his man flying. Good look this time, but it looks like those legs are getting a little tired on the Calvin side. Those jump shots consistently coming up a touch short. And now the Knights are in real trouble with under 5 to go.
Well, with Morrison and Szymanski, they have to work so hard every time they get a shot up. When they finally get the ball in the air, they're tired.
Thomas trying to get inside on Fruin. Fruin stayed with him for a while. Thomas couldn't get it down. Well done by Fruin that time.
Calvin's got to push the ball. They need faster possessions, quicker shots. Then they got to play some D. They cannot throw the ball around for 20 seconds and then take an ill-advised jumper.
Don't know if Calvin really has anybody who can beat you on the bounce right now. Warner's with his back to the basket. Going to try to get in there if he can. Nice left-handed look, but still nothing there.
If those are not going to fall, you're not going to be able to come back. I mean, Morrison had an open look. Warner's has a mismatch. Now Hope wants a timeout, get their guys some rest, and they really, I mean, if you talk about weathering the storm, Calvin gained no ground from the last media timeout until this one, Tom.
Yeah, a couple of minutes ran off the clock, and now the Knights with 3:57 down to 13, and really the defense has gotten better for Hope, which is really what you want to see when you're playing on the lead. Are you tight? Are you not giving up easy buckets? We can say all those things about the Dutch.
And they're physical. They're in your face at all times. They guard from the minute that Calvin's been crossing the half-court line. And Calvin, once again, in a long drought in the first half, they had a 5-minute and 10-second stretch where they did not score. And once again, they haven't had a field goal since 8 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the second half. And that's not just a team not shooting well. That is great defense leading to, even when you do get a good look, your legs are tired, or maybe you're anticipating the defender coming and blocking the shot. And so all credit to Hope on that. They have induced almost 10 minutes worth of no field goals from Calvin, and that's a quarter of the game, Tom.
Well, Calvin has struggled to find anybody here in the second half who could score consistently. Morrison's had a couple, but Calvin really has not had much offense since the break. I don't think Fruin has scored here in the second half. Warner's has had a couple of buckets, but Morrison with 16, Szymanski with 13. They've both been slowed here, and I really think the difference in this game has been the penetration that these backcourt players for Hope have been able to create. Thomas, the man right in front of us now, and also Dykhouse, and McKenzie's done his part as well as the third guard.
Well, McKenzie has Szymanski on him right now. They've been kind of posting him up, having him bang on Thad. Even if McKenzie doesn't get the ball, he physically is just beating on Szymanski on the defensive end of the floor.
And there goes Dykhouse again with the left hand. Left it a little bit short. Ekageza got bumped by Thomas. Lucky not to draw a foul there. Calvin fans pleading with their team to get after it and do it quickly. This is one guy who's not afraid to get it up on the rim. And finally a bucket that goes for Luke Morrison.
Nice anticipation there. Morrison saw the weak side help coming. He's had some difficulties when Hope has collapsed on him, and he just stopped and knew that he could elevate over Dykhouse in that spot.
Calvin's got to take some chances here trying to get the ball back, because Hope might, with 64, already have enough to win. Yep. McKenzie, though, ran over Szymanski that time. And now Calvin gets a little bit of light.
Thad knows he is not going to go body to body with TJ McKenzie. It just ain't going to happen. Another wily play by the veteran. He got Schoonveld to foul him when he knew that Schoonveld was in position for him to go through him. And there he kind of baited McKenzie into bumping into him to clear some space, and he drew the offensive foul.
This is Uchenna Ekageza. Now Morrison, who scored that last bucket, it's going from way, way out. It looks good if it goes, but
it's probably the shot they needed, though, Tom, honestly. I mean, Morrison's the only one that's finding looks right now, and you're going to need to hit some threes if you expect to get back into striking distance in this ball game.
Thomas kind of ran into his own man. Clock at 13.
Hope shouldn't be looking to do anything until there's 10 seconds to go on the clock, and now you can see the staff calling out the play.
Shot clock violation wouldn't be the worst thing that happened, but they get a good shot with Thomas, and he makes it.
Exactly what they wanted. Drain it down to 10. Thomas goes to work. They get the switch onto the defender that they wanted Thomas on, and he makes them pay.
Quick timeout taken by Saul after the bucket there by Eli Sensenig. 66-55, but only 2 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in this one. And Calvin is going to have to conjure up something mighty big to be able to climb back into this ball game, because Hope is playing smartly on the lead right now. Ryan Terpstra, and I think Greg Mitchell knows exactly what he wants to do here on this possession, coming back with only a couple of minutes left in the contest.
Yeah, the formula is simple. You make Calvin work for absolutely everything. You basically tell your guards to put their feet on the three-point line and do not let the Knights get a look. If they drive to the hole, they drive to the hole. You saw that with Sensenig. He finishes. Nobody comes over to challenge. You don't want to give them a three-point play. Make sure that if you need to make a substitution to keep everybody fresh, you're putting in good defensive guys. Be mindful of your free throw shooters. Calvin hasn't started following yet, but I'd expect the Knights to perhaps try to do so if they go trap and pressure and can't get a steal. And from there, just take care of the basketball. I hope at too many turnovers in the first half. Right now is not the time to get back into that. Just need to keep track of the ball, make smart passes, and hit your foul shots when the time comes.
Dykhouse working across the timeline with Noah Hedrick. That was not good. What are they going to say here?
I think he called timeout.
Now, Bill Saul saying he didn't have possession of the basketball to do it.
I don't think he did either. I really don't think that he had the ability to call timeout there. He's falling backwards, and I think his bottom, Tom, was on the floor, which would be a travel. And they gave him the benefit of the doubt there, and Coach Saul's glasses went flying with how emphatically he was arguing that call.
Bill Saul said that's an awful call to the referee, and
That's exactly what Calvin wanted. I mean, it was a light trap. They get Hope in a spot where all of a sudden Hedrick has an issue, and Calvin doesn't contact him. I mean, it's not a case of, well, there could have been a foul call. I mean, Hedrick's just falling down, and they give him the benefit of the doubt. And, yeah, if you're Calvin, you're very disappointed in that outcome, because you needed that trap. You got that trap, and yet Hope is able to salvage the possession with a timeout here.
It would have been nice for Calvin to have, but let's be honest about it. Down 11, 2 minutes to go. It may not be the moment upon which the game was going to change.
Wait, you think Reggie Miller's not walking through that door, Tom?
Into the backcourt they come to Dykhouse.
Hope's doing everything to give Greg Mitchell acid reflux, though, to end this game.
Well, like I said, a shot clock violation would not be the worst thing. It's going to be Fruin, who looked like he was almost intentionally trying to foul Thomas, who had flown into the lane to the basket. Yeah, and again, there's the difference in this ball game. Thomas and Dykhouse have been pretty consistently able to get to the rim with the shot clock running down. Calvin really doesn't have anybody who's been able to do that.
Well, Morrison has tried. And Szymanski has gotten there like once in a while, but the problem is when Calvin's been getting to the rack, when their guards have been going there, they are met by the full force of Hope's defensive rotation. And then when Thomas has been getting to the rack, there's no shot blocker coming over for Calvin to help, and the help side defense is not rotating fast enough either. And so Calvin is getting left out on an island on some of these switches, and their guys just can't stay with Thomas or Dykhouse, and Evan and Clayton have been finishing their looks.
Well, a couple of free throws there to make it 68-55. Down to the final 90 seconds here. That shot will not go, and that's the kind of shot Bill Saul talked about. And here's a breakout here.
They're going to try and razzle-dazzle.
And there's a dunk that goes, and it's a big one. It was Noah Hedrick who got the last laugh after all the talk after that timeout. And then at the other end, Quick bucket there for Fruin.
You could see Noah gearing up. He slowed down, he sized it, he counted his steps he needed, and then Tom, boom shakalaka. One-handed down. Hope with 2 emphatic dunks in this game. I mean, the Dutch, they've had some guys that have not played very much, that have had to sit out for protocols, they're subbing a lot, they're trying to keep people fresh. And it's the guys off the bench that have really sparked this team. It's Schoonveld, Hedrick, it's TJ McKenzie. Those guys have really been the inspiration, is the word I'm looking for, to this Hope team. And Thomas and Dykhouse have been the effective scorers that Hope needed to put this one away.
24 now for Evan Thomas. And let's just say it again, not here tonight playing. Tanner Weigering, who we haven't talked about, averages 7 points a game. Played in just about every game this year for Hope. And also Tyler George. Those 2 guys average combined about 20 points missing from this lineup. And look what Hope has done on the road tonight. That's going to be a push there on Lilja. But it's all academic at this point. 72-57 remaining.
You mentioned all those pieces missing from this team. They beat Trine, was the preseason #1 in MIAA. They come into Calvin and beat Calvin. This is a week that Hope, you really are going to point to depending on Hope's season and how it plays out. I mean, this is an opportunity for this entire team to contribute and come together and tighten themselves up and becoming even more of an effective unit overall in the absence of some of their key rotational players. And now Dykhouse giving instructions to the Calvin student section, I'm sure in good fun.
Boy, Greg Mitchell's not happy about it either. He just put his fingers to his lips as if to say to Dykhouse, zip it now. 20 in the game for Morrison. He's exceeded his average. They don't want to spoil it here in the final seconds. That looked like it was a little push on Dykhouse. Got rid of the basketball, and then a grab there by Fruin. Semi-intentional. The foul will send Josh Lilja to the line to shoot. Greg Mitchell continuing the discussion right now with Dykhouse, just saying, hey, we've done everything right and you've done everything right tonight. Let's be classy at the end and not create any bulletin board material.
Greg has been in this position as a player. And right now it's coach to player, but former guard to current guard, Tom. And I mean, he knows the the energy and the excitement that goes into playing in this game and getting this win, and especially when you're on the road and you've been hearing it from the fans, and it's a great crowd tonight and a loud student section for Calvin. He just wants Clayton to finish this smartly and with good sportsmanship.
Bill Saul has been around. He'll let his team go for another 20 or 30 seconds, but I don't think he's just going to hack Hope until he's got no players left to hack with, because you do that, you're going to end up with a 25-point loss, and I don't think that serves the Calvin agenda at all moving forward. 1 out of 2.
And it's really hard to keep this up when Hope shoots 80% from free throw. I mean, it's not going to go well.
Yeah, Morrison missed there, and then a foul that will put Hedrick at the line at the other end now with 51 seconds remaining. And Hope is going to put an end to things right here by putting in 4 substitutes who haven't played.
Here comes the hockey subs. New line.
We got to go pretty deep into the program here to get all these guys coming in. Ben Wager from Harbor Springs is 44. Sam Carlson is in the game. Free throw goes, 74-59. And Calvin's now going to answer with some substitutes of their own, also into the contest right now.
Got Robert Nosek for Hope, Bloomingdale, Illinois. Also got Brady Swinehart from Ionia, Michigan in for Hope. Calvin countering with a couple of guys in Bolt and Ketchy that have been playing, and then
Lawrence
they're adding,
Nyang.
and Nate Minderhound.
So we shall probably see some guys just trying to get some shots up right now. This is Jack Cahalan behind his back. Why not? Three-pointer goes there for Bolt. Makes it 75-62. And that's a quick foul. And Well, the procession to the free throw line continues. This time it's Swinehart.
Yeah, if you're Brady, I mean, you're in, and now you get a chance to continue on with this free throw brigade by Hope.
This is a guy that does occasionally slide into the rotation. He's played in 10 games prior to tonight, so he's not just a guy who occasionally gets in during blowouts. And he shows his confidence by knocking down the first free throw, missed the second. Nyang with the rebound for Calvin. Bolt ahead. Minderhound. Cahalan down inside, 30 seconds to go.
It looked like he walked there.
That's a high arching three and hits nothing but net. Nice ball by Bolt, 2 threes in a row.
Bolt is the best percentage three-point shooter by Calvin. He had not had an impact in this game. He faked a three, got to the hole, got fouled for an and one, but he's a guy that Calvin expected to get a contribution from, Tom, and the 6 points here are nice, but kind of wanted that earlier.
Minderhout is the guy who picks up the foul right there, and without looking at your sheet, you never know where three-point shooters are going to come from, Terp, and as a case in point, without looking, don't cheat. Who's had the most three-point attempts tonight for Hope?
For Hope, it's got to be Dykehouse, right?
Bicus, the big man.
I think it's because Dykehouse has missed only one. I mean, he was the most effective for them for sure.
Bicus made 1 of 5. Dykehouse was 3 of 4. 78-65. Cahalan misses. Ball batted around, rebounded by Hope. And this might be it right now. Calvin crowd in disbelief. The Hope Travelers enjoying the moment. It'll be another win here, 2 years in a row at Van Noord Arena, and this one is over. It is Hope 78, Calvin 65. The Dutch go to 10-4 in the season, 3-0 in conference play. Bill Salt's team now 8-6. They are 1-2 in MIAA action. We're going to stick around. Ryan Terpstra, I think, is going to slide out. Is that what I heard? Or no, we're staying here.
All right, so protocols wise, I am going to stay here. We are going to get ourselves Clayton Dykehouse is the request. We'll see if we can parse him out amongst the humanity on the floor. And that is the thought process right now. And what a night for Clayton as well. I mean, 7 for 11 from the floor. That includes 3 of 4 from 3, 18 points, and also just 1 turnover for Clayton Dykehouse, running the point there for Hope College. I mean, they had a turnover problem, especially in the first half. They did not have one in terms of Clayton, and Hope only turned the ball over 1 time in the second half, Tom. And you see 11 turnovers for the game, and you think, okay, that's decent. It's a decent job. They had 10 in the first half, only 1 turnover in the second half. Greg Mitchell said we can't have these turnover issues like we did in the first half, and that's exactly what they cleaned up. And when you look at Evan Thomas, what he gave Hope, 25 points and 8 rebounds, it was big for him. But I think Dykehouse, being our player of the game for Hope, I mean, he had 18 points and 3 rebounds, 2 assists. But his shot making and also his effort on the defensive end, where we saw a few different deflections that led to steals for Hope. He was putting pressure and guarding different positions that Calvin had on the floor. Really just a great all-around effort by Clayton. And he's joining us right now. And Clayton, Ryan Terpstra with you. Congratulations on the win tonight. Always great to get one on the road, I'm sure. Can you tell us a little bit about your feelings in this one?
No, I mean, the rivalry is something that I've always wanted to be a part of, and I know all these guys, the time they've put in, and this game was definitely one that we wanted to get, and it's always a close, hard-fought game, but, I mean, that was a blast, playing in front of everybody again, having students back, having our fans back. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this.
Clayton, I know that when you started out this game today, it took a long, long time before you missed a shot. You were just impeccable for the longest period of time, and your guy in the back court, Evan Thomas, was equally superb. I know you got a front row seat to what he was doing out there, and he was magnificent as well.
No, yeah, he's kind of our motor. I mean, when he goes, we go. He's a great scorer and an unbelievable defender. He can really play both sides of the ball, and I think he's probably one of the best wings in the conference, and he showed that tonight.
We'll get you out on this, a chance to dap up the rest of your teammates. I mean, we saw some great efforts off the bench from Eli Schooneveld, from TJ McKenzie, guys that were brought in, giving defense and effort and energy to your team. Can you talk about your team? You've had some missing parts due to different various things. You guys seem to really come together this week with a win over Trine and now a win tonight.
No, I mean, this group really, we love playing for each other. We had guys out. We got guys out with COVID. One of our best scorers is sitting on the bench in a boot, and you got guys, just like you mentioned, TJ, Schoon, Noah, really step up and just play well and play hard. Play hard together. That's something that we strive to do in practice, and it really shows when we're connected out there on the floor like tonight.
All right, Clayton, good game last year when you had 16. Better game this year with 18. Congratulations on the win tonight.
No, thank you so much.
All right, that is Clayton Dykehouse. He was 7 of 11 from the floor, 3 of 4 from distance. And not to be overlooked, what you were talked about, Terp, was the fact that the ball handling, the ball management for Hope in the second half was really superb. Even when the game got souped up and was going at a pretty high clip, it was interesting to see the role that these two guards played for Hope in the game tonight, particularly down the stretch. When they got a nose in front, they built the lead, and they continued to defend. And we've got Greg Mitchell over there right now, and he's about to put the headgear on. He's got it on, and let's welcome Coach in. Congratulations, Greg, on your second consecutive win here at Van Noord. And we talked about the guys who got it done for you, those people in the backcourt who did most of the handling for you. Dykehouse and Thomas combining for 43, but more than that, their ball management was excellent in the second half.
Well, it was. We were, as I discussed, the 10 turnovers in the first half is just not going to get it done. I thought the ball security was much, much better in the second half. And, boy, those two were absolutely amazing. They made big play after big play. And as much as they were good at the offensive end, I think they were better defensively. Clayton had some breakdowns in the end of the first half that were unacceptable. And he gutted it out and made the kind of plays he had to make. But we got a great play, a lot of guys. I mean, TJ McKenzie off the bench made some big plays, and Jeff Bike is coming back after missing Saturday. Couldn't be happier with their effort.
Greg, I want to ask you a little bit. There's going to be a lot of celebrating by the guys who were here, who were able to play tonight. You had a couple of guys out who have been a big part of your team, Tyler George, Tanner Weigerink, and I know you've got to feel good. We're just showing a replay of that incredible dunk by Schooneveld earlier in the contest, which got everybody excited. But you've got some pieces. If you can get those guys back, it just should bring more good things to your team, because your depth was impressive tonight. And knowing that you've got people maybe in reserve coming back soon, that's got to help.
Yeah, well, it's a super competitive group, and our practices are super competitive. So, yeah, we're missing some guys, but it gives other guys an opportunity to step up, and great teams need to rise to that challenge. So, we hope we get those guys back, but in the meantime, we're going to continue to play as hard as we can every possession and rely on our defense and our cohesion offensively, and I think that's a good recipe for us.
Well, it's a big double dip for you this week. Trine and Calvin, congratulations, Greg. We look forward to seeing you next month.
Appreciate it. Okay, thanks.
That's Greg Mitchell, the coach of Hope. His team winning it tonight in fine fashion, 78-65. Ryan Terpster, how about some final comments on this game tonight?
I think the difference was Hope's defense and the fact that they got contributions up and down from their entire rotation, Tom. And you have to give them huge credit, causing 5-minute scoring droughts or field goal droughts by Kelvin, 1 in each half. And that's a testament to the defending that Hope was able to do. And it came from both their starters and their reserves. So that was the difference tonight. And then the stars for Hope, Thomas and Dykehouse, they came through. They scored and rebounded and took care of the basketball in ways that the Flying Dutchman needed. And that's something Calvin's going to have to get more of from their top players when we see these two teams play again next month.
Well, when we talked to Bill Sull at halftime, he mentioned the fact that he didn't think his team had been physical enough, and certainly that didn't get a lot better for him in the second half. A great all-around physical and skillful performance here by the Dutch tonight as they win it in Grand Rapids by 13 over their biggest rival. So that will wrap it up for us here tonight. I want to thank everybody for being with us, and to thank also our WGVU crew. We don't do this very often with this bunch, but it's always great when we get here for these games, and we salute their effort here tonight. So for Ryan Terpster, I'm Tom Cleary. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next month in Holland on West Michigan Public Television. Our final score here this evening at Van Noord Arena, it's Hope 78, Calvin 65.
Hi, I'm Brian Overland with the Michigan Mandolin Orchestra.
I'm a commercial hot air balloon pilot.
I'm a manager at Robinette Orchards.
Co-owner of the Pyramid Ski and Bar.
Improv is something that you can't teach.
Hot air ballooning is a passion of mine. I've been flying since 1985.
Grand Rapids is incredibly lucky that we have the caliber of artists.
I just want to see it grow and continue to thrive.